The Accountant. It is directed by Gavin O'Connor, who also directed Warrior, which, in my opinion, is an amazing movie, and maybe one day I'll do a review on that. But The Accountant, it stars Ben Affleck, and he plays an autistic accountant. He's very good with numbers, but at the same time, he's really good at killing people. And in the movie, he works for some criminal organizations, and the Treasury Department, led by J.K. Simmons, goes after him. So we actually have a very interesting, intriguing kind of a movie. So first thing I want to say, guys, is sorry this review is somewhat late. My computer is all kind of messed up. The storage just keeps getting all screwed up, and I don't know why, but I wanted to get this review out as fast as possible. I really want to apologize for that. But yes, going back to The Accountant, I thought Ben Affleck was one of the main parts of this movie, why I liked it a lot. He did a great job. It's very hard to play an autistic kind of a character, and I thought he nailed it, and he was the heart and soul of the entire movie. It was his movie from beginning to end. We have some very good performances here as well from J.K. Simmons. I thought he was great in the role he was given. It was pretty minimal, but I overall liked his character. And then we also have everybody's favorite girl from Pitch Perfect. She was pretty good too. This is by no means an ordinary movie. It's actually very, very different, and some parts of the movie do feel quite different than your typical action movie. In fact, the action scenes in this movie reminded me exactly of John Wick, which is a movie I really love too. But this one was definitely a lot different from that one, and definitely unorthodox. One thing I do want to say is the action scenes in this movie were pretty kick-ass. They were done so well. Some parts I do think they used shaky cam, but they did it in the right way, and there's really no complaints with the action scenes in this movie. They are all terrific. The movie also keeps you pretty much engaged no matter what they were talking about. I was very much engaged in not only Affleck's character, but the whole story as an entire movie, and I thought they did a good job in that aspect as well. And another thing besides the acting and action, I thought that they did a lot of good job in surprising me. I was actually thoroughly surprised throughout the entire movie. No matter what was going on, I was surprised a lot, whether it was twists or just what they did in the movie itself. I was without a doubt surprised in a lot of parts of the movie. In some parts of the movie, though, it does get a little bit slow, and that didn't really affect me all that much, but some parts were not as fast as I would have liked them to be. But let's just not even talk about The Birth of a Nation, because that movie was much, much, much slower than this one. I liked how they used the past and the present together in this movie. I thought they did a very good job with that, whereas you look at SvenSulley from back in September, that movie went into the past a lot, but it was not as good as it was in this movie. I thought they did a much better job with going back to the past in this one, and it actually made sense with the story they were telling. And there was also this one subplot in the movie that involved J.K. Simmons, and I thought it was going to be him mainly going after Ben Affleck the entire movie, but I honestly thought that plot was not really necessary in this movie at all. If you read on IMDb, you'll think that the movie is basically just the Treasury Department going after Affleck, but that's not it at all. In fact, I thought that Affleck's story was much more compelling than the one told from the Treasury Department. I thought J.K. Simmons was used so minimal in this movie, and it was just unnecessary. I thought they could have done a much better job with his character, and honestly, I don't know why they even had to put that in the movie. So nonetheless, The Accountant is actually a very good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. It has some compelling themes in there. It's also a very, very deep movie. There's a lot of deep underlying themes there. The action is great, and the acting by Ben Affleck especially was just fantastic. He honestly could get nominated for an Oscar. I would not be surprised, because his performance was just incredible. Looking back at this film, I will say it's actually one of my favorite movies, even though I think they could have done a better job in some aspects of it, but I honestly was thoroughly entertained from beginning to end. I'm going to give The Accountant a 7.5 out of 10. Not saying that I did not like it as much as other films. I gave an 8, but I do think there were parts that could have done a little bit better. But yes, this movie was actually one of my favorite movies of the entire year so far, and I'll give it an 83%. I would actually recommend buying this movie on Blu-ray too, because honestly, I think I might. And guys, as promised, I will absolutely do that NBA video with me and my 3 friends. We'll hopefully get that done by the end of this week and upload it. Hopefully my computer is fixed though, so we'll see. I'm hoping all goes well. Thanks guys for watching as always, and have a fantastic day.